Welcome to another episode of Social Network. My name is Amanda Mkhize. Every week we feature the latest CSI news, game changers, organizations, and people who are changing lives. Let's go straight into this week's headlines. Meta hosts Small Business Forum to help unlock digital growth opportunities in South Africa. Giants organization empowers local football coaches. Leap Africa and DOE partner to drive youth engagement in sustainability across Africa. Meta hosted a small business forum at the Saibono Discovery Center, bringing together over 3,000 guests physically and virtually. The forum is aimed at training and equipping small and medium-sized businesses with digital tools and resources to help grow their businesses and drive economic impact. The forum featured a keynote address from the Gauteng Provincial Government, MEC for Finance and E-Government, and a series of panel discussion and exclusive workshop designed to empower attendees to take their businesses to the next level. The event also served as a space to discuss how best to prioritize the inclusion of young people and women in the digital economy who continue facing a rough road to recovery post the pandemic, as seen in Meta's Global State of Small Business report released in March 2022. Raising Giants organization, a non-profit organization that was established in 2008 with a bold vision to raise successful and talented leaders in communities, has partnered with Transition Football Club to host coaching workshops at Orbit TVT College in Mankwe campus. Aimed at closing the gap in the transformation and development of sports in SA, the coaching workshops are hosted by the Transition Football and Club coach Claudia Lorenzani and football legend Dr. Khumalo. The NLC directs a significant portion of the budget in the sports and recreation sector to organizations that develop sports and recreational facilities in rural areas, with a particular aim to increase accessibility to facilities. Beneficiaries in this sector also form part of the sports development, creating a pipeline of athletes that eventually uplift the profile of their various sporting codes and represent the country on a world stage. In commemoration of International Youth Day, Leap Africa, one of Nigeria's foremost youth-focused leadership development organizations, and DOE are pleased to announce the third edition of its Pan-African Youth Day of Service campaign, a youth-led social impact campaign with the theme Youthful and Useful. The Youth Day of Service is a week-long event that seeks to foster the spirit of service to the community and volunteerism among the African youth population, with a focus on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and inspire them to be active social change agents in society. Leap Africa seeks to rally young people, corporate organizations, and public and social sector organizations to become advocates and renew the spirit of active youth citizenship, with an emphasis on spreading the culture of service and collective responsibility. The campaign will feature different projects championed by young people in various African communities. To get involved, participants can either register their project, volunteer an existing project, or sponsor the execution of a project as listed on the campaign portal. Let's take a break. When we come back, we chat to Head of Business Development at World Wildlife Fund, Justin Smith. He tells us more about the hashtag #WearItWild campaign.
Hi, Justin.
Hi, Mkhize.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, and yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. So we meet again. I have 4 questions. Today we're talking about Where It's Wild. So what is Where It's Wild campaign, and how does it protect wildlife?
Mkhize, Where It's Wild is one of the more fun campaigns we have at WWF. And I think a lot of the big environmental issues like climate change and biodiversity loss can be quite depressing and a bit overwhelming at times. So we're really trying to look for accessible and slightly more fun ways to get people talking about environmental issues and about conservation. So We're at Wild is an opportunity to do that, where we really try to engage with schools and businesses for them to have a bit of a casual day where they dress up with a bit of a wildlife theme to their dress on that day. Donate 10 Rand to WWF for part of it. And that money that's raised goes towards supporting our work at WWF South Africa across the species and landscapes and seascapes that we work in.
Amazing. It's actually quite exciting because I saw that there's makeup involved, like you can paint your face according to an animal that you like. You dress a certain way according to your preference in terms of what you like in the wild. So you spoke of social media, etc. So if anyone is involved, how do they then drive the campaign?
We've got some resources on our website at www.wwf.org.za, and through our different social media channels, we're posting what we've done as an organization and what some of our partner schools and businesses are doing already, and just sharing ideas. And as you say, you can go really wild and go all in with big dress up opportunities, or just do something subtle to kind of show your interest and love for nature as well.
Awesome. And why is this campaign popular out of all the campaigns that you have at WWF? Like what's different about it?
I think 10 Rand is a fairly accessible amount of money for somebody who is passionate about conserving our environment and our wildlife to get behind. And it's also, I think, a really great way for kind of schools and kids to start talking about these issues and having those conversations amongst themselves and with their parents and families. So I think that's been a great entry point for it, and why it's been so well received by many of our partners.
And how long is it running for? I know it started on the 15th of July. So when is the last day?
I think what we learned in the past is trying to do it on kind of one day made it very difficult with, what various schools and businesses have in their own calendars. So we're really running a 3-month campaign for schools and businesses to choose to roll this out anytime until the 15th of October. As I said, we've seen some of our first schools and businesses and do it already. WWF ran Wear It Wild ourselves on the 12th of August. And had lots of fun doing it. So we've got a good kind of period of time for this to take place in.
Okay, that sounds cool.
I think just to say thank you to all of the schools and businesses who are working with us and participating in Wear It Wild. We really appreciate it, and we hope we can continue to build a relationship and share information about what's happening in South Africa and globally around some of our big environmental issues.
Welcome back to The Social Network. Every week we feature a game changer who is on a mission to change people's lives. This week's game changer is Community Keepers. The organization has provided psychosocial support, social and emotional learning opportunities, therapeutic counseling, support groups, and resilience building workshops for over 30,000 learners, 3,000 educators, and 17,000 parents per year in their 31 partner school communities in poor communities.
Today is a happy day. We are here because of a partnership between UNICEF, Momentum Insure, involving the Department of Social Development. We are celebrating the Safe Park out here at Klipspruit in Soweto, where children come for recreation and they come for learning. It is a safe haven for children, especially the most vulnerable. So safe parks have their origin in the HIV response. That's when safe parks were established to respond to the HIV crisis. Today, we have new crises, including the ongoing crisis of HIV, is not yet over. So this particular safe park is addressing vulnerable children, vulnerable to HIV, vulnerable to violence, vulnerable to poverty, as well as vulnerable to COVID. And so it is a center where children from a very young age get to come and spend time in a safe environment. But we also have the older children, the adolescents, who also come to this place, and they're able to interact with young people as well as to learn and do their homework and to get a meal. So these are the services that they get to have when they come to a center such as this one. This particular center is supported by Momentum Insurance in partnership with UNICEF and the Department of Social Development. It is in a deprived community as well as very close to a community that is not very safe. And so we are very proud of this center because working together in partnership, we are providing a safe haven for children. We are making sure that the children who come here are able to reach their full potential. And that is so important because these are the future leaders. These are the future business people, the entrepreneurs who are going to take South Africa to the next 50 years.
It was started in the year 2000, and prior to that it was just a feeding scheme, and from 2000 the Department of Social Development invited us to start with the HIV and AIDS. At the time there was a stigma and people didn't want to disclose, and therefore, for people like us who've been working in the community before then, we were the first people to be called in. It was publicly advertised, but we were very quick to go now that we knew something about community-based work. Yeah, and the community itself was struggling. Many people were unemployed, and we had no much idea about HIV and AIDS at the time, and it was out there, but we had no idea about the research and what was found to be happening when you are infected. We knew about when you are affected as a child and as a family member, that we were aware of because those were the people that were mainly taken care of. And when DSD, the Department of Social Development, came to us, we went to their information session. When they came back to us for the site visit and checking, they then gave us what scope we should be looking at. And since then we've been looking beyond their scope because the work is huge. We are humbled at the same time for the fact that had our work not have spoken for itself, I should say we should thank Department of Social Development for making sure that each and every organization is doing work at the right time and the right work and producing what they expect of us. And as a result, we were able to be one of those that were seen to be doing something in the community, making an impact, and the children's lives changing, you know, and they don't change overnight, okay? But at the end, children come back with good results. Others end at universities, others graduate, others, you find that those that cannot go anywhere, we absorb them back to the organization with their matric, and once they start working here, they start studying with UNISA again, and the department helps us with trainings, you know, like child and youth care training. They do those trainings and children become better people.
I grew up here at the Safe Park, young as the age of 15 years. I lost my parents 2003, and the following year my mother. 2004. It was not easy at all because I became a child-headed household at a young age. I had to take care of my other siblings. So today it's a special day for me, knowing that I have grown from who I was till today. I'm different from where I was. I wish, if they say people can rise from the dead and see where I am today. I really thank you guys for coming here and taking my story. The love that I got here made me not to scatter around from the street. As an orphan, you think maybe you throw yourself to men, to all the sugar daddies. So for me, it was not like that, because I get the love that I needed from the safe park.
So I think the first important thing for us is, for a business in the long run to be successful, there must be a society and there must be a community. So we cannot be a successful business if we don't play a constructive role in our society. So when we thought about it, we thought, how do we make the purpose of our business something that's real and practical? Now our purpose is to keep what matters most to the people in South Africa safe, so they have freedom to live. And that purpose revolves around safety. And when we thought about safety, we said safety obviously has a physical sort of component. We're concerned about people's cars and their houses, but there's also an emotional component which deals with psychological safety. So we wanted to focus our efforts on that. And when we think about our country, we think about high levels of poverty, inequality, high unemployment, high crime. Our children are often the ones who bear the brunt of that the most. So if we want to make a difference, why not focus on our children, and why not focus our efforts on translating emotional safety into something which makes a difference in the lives of children. And therefore, when we started engaging this program of UNICEF, where they have more than 400 safe parks in the country, was an obvious thing for us to think about, and we are just thankful that they considered us also, I think, worthwhile as a partner, because it's an established program with a great track record of success, and it's helped us to slot in and provide them with the support that they may have needed, and for them to take this program from strength to strength.
Unfortunately, we have come to the end of our show. For more information on these stories, visit www.socialtv.co.za. From me, Amanda Mkhize, till next time.